Hey. Good morning. What's up? It's a delayed show. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Hobby Evolution 819. Revenge of the Couch People. I had to put Couch People in the tag because what I'm going to show you, well, if you saw the thumbnail or my Twitter yesterday, you've already seen it. Very cool gift from Red Light. So I'm late today for the same old reasons I always am. My damn computer's slow. But I'm going to tell you my problem in the morning. I need to make a concerted effort to not look at my phone when I wake up. Because what happens is I'm laying in bed. Is it laying in bed or lying in bed? Whatever it is, that's what I'm doing when I wake up. I grab my phone. Alarm goes. Usually the alarm, actually most of the time I wake up before my alarm. So I look at my phone and then all of a sudden I'm checking Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, email, eBay, and I'm just like boom, 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 doing all the rounds. Like first thing, 5:45, just laying in bed. And I'll get to responding, blah, 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 doing all these on the different sites and apps. And what happens is, say I wake up at 5:45 and I'm like, it's 5:45. And then then I'm on Vegas time. I have no idea what time it is. So I'm laying in bed, lying or laying. My computer's, I'm awake. So I'm like thinking, it's only 5. I've probably only been looking at my phone for 3 minutes. And it's like maybe 6:10. No, 6:10, I could probably still make it. Anyway, I have no idea what time it is. So I just think, I'm like, I woke up early this morning. I woke up at 5:45. So I'm just going to do my thing. And I'm like moseying around, like go brush my teeth, do the bathroom stuff in the morning, shower, get dressed. Oh, there's a new notification on my phone. I'm typing and I'm showing pictures, and all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, it's 6:54. Then what happens? I make my coffee, I come downstairs, and my effing computer. I have a new computer, but it's upstairs. It's the computer I use to list, and I have my laptop down here. So that's the problem. I just lose track of time. It's my own fault. I can't blame the computer, because if I actually avoided my phone first thing in the morning and actually just got dressed, showered and dressed, and made the coffee and came downstairs and then started my day, we'd be right on time and we wouldn't be 18 minutes late. So I take full responsibility for my daily tardiness. That's what happened today. I was, and I wasn't even, I went out last night, but I wasn't out late. I was home by like 8:15. So I'll talk about just an awesome new place that I hit up. And it's like literally 90 seconds down the road. So it's like, wow, this is super convenient. Little expensive, but a super nice, but it's got to be expensive because, and there was like, I walked in, met a buddy of mine, and there was like one other table, and then they have golf simulators, and there were like some people in there, and it's like, geez, I know it's Tuesday in February. Hopefully in the summer, it's a bustling and booming place because it's cool. And because I live out, like way out in the boonies, like there's a cornfield across this. Well, I think there's a subdivision across it, but there's a cornfield like next door. So there's like cornfields and eventually I think the cornfields that are out this way will eventually get bought. The land will get bought and they'll plow them under and another subdivision will pop up. That's what's been happening for the last 5-10 years. We've got Paige and Deanie Bean in the house. What's up? Good morning. It is a delayed show. Paul Heath is here. What's up? We've got Jenny Miller in the house. David, good morning. Todd, what's happening? Johnny Boy Cards, good morning. It's the delay show. I like that. The delay show. Rich, hit the like and subscribe. Thank you, Uncle Rich. Brian says, I still need my hat, Dean. Let's see. Andrew says, dusting, can still see brown grass. Shake my head. Our snow fortunately melted off. We got a ton of rain yesterday. It was a cold November rain in February. I had to make, where did I have to go yesterday? It's like, I had to pick up some prescriptions, and it was just brutal. Cold, rain, ugh. But the good thing about the cold, icky rain is that it melts the snow. So hopefully we don't get another big snowstorm anytime soon. At least it can snow next week. Like, say, Wednesday would be a perfect day for a big snowstorm. Next Wednesday, when I'm getting some sun in Arizona, but I'll be in spring training. I've seen all these spring training photos, and everybody's wearing a freaking coat in Phoenix. What the hell's going on? It's cold in there. Who's in Arizona? Anybody in the chat in Arizona? What the hell is going on down there? I want like 90 degrees. 95 is a little too warm in February. But I'm looking at Mesa, Arizona. It's only going to be 65 degrees. That's effing cold. I don't care what time of year it is. That's cold, 65. It's only going to be 61 on Wednesday. That's cold. Thursday, 55. Fortunately, next week it's going to warm up. So, according to my crappy iPhone weather app, I'll arrive Tuesday night, overnight low 48. That's effing cold. Wednesday, a high of 75. I guess it's better than 35. Thursday, 73. Give me some, gosh, dang it. At least get into the 80s, Phoenix. That's effing cold. But I'm excited. As long as it's mid to upper, I guess that's comfortable. I guess I'll be bringing this type of, I only brought one long sleeve, like light spring shirt last year for spring training. And I only needed it one day. Actually, I think 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, when the last 2 days I was there, it was chilly. But it was effing hot the first like 4 days. It was like 95. But I was also there at the end of March last year. So now I'm, I guess, early to mid-March is my trip this year. Let's see. Rich says that is why it's the revenge. We went 2 hours yesterday. Somebody mentioned in one of my group chats, they're like, well, is he late? He did go 2 hours yesterday. Yeah, we went long yesterday, and I still didn't even like talk about I really didn't get into my card show pickups. By the way, I did find my Saturday pick. I couldn't find what I bought Saturday, and I spent a lot of, it's like, oh, this is concerning that I can't find the 2 hobby boxes, the turkey red cabinet card, the D206, and the other stuff that I bought. I did find it all, so that's good. I didn't even really talk about that stuff. I did bring a couple boxes in, and I was going through, and I'm going to do a video. I always say that too, right? I want to do a video. I shouldn't say I'm gonna do a video, because then it's a month later and it's like, yeah, I guess I'm not gonna do the video. But I want to do a video, keyword. I want to do a video on the bulk buy from Sunday in Janesville. I brought a couple boxes in yesterday, and I'm like, oh my God, this is, and just like the kind of like the of the 6 boxes, this was like the 5th ranked box. There was the 6th ranked box had just like a random bunching of random cards that I kind of went through and kind of didn't. I would rank that 1 through 6. But this box, I'd rank it 4 or 5. So not like the best box, but not the worst box. And it's got like at least a dozen autos, like major league autos, like Topps Chrome autos. Now, I know they're like $3 autos, but still, I paid 2 cents a card. And I think that's about, because I did cherry pick, and I think I spent, what did I spend with him? I think $50 on the cherry picking cards, and then $300 on the bulk. So altogether, what did I get? How many 5 rows did I get? I think I got 3 5 rows and 3 4 rows. So let's just say 3,500 in the 5 rows times 3. That's 10,500 cards. Whew. And then say there's 2,000 cards, and these are packed. Like most of these boxes were packed tight, like annoyingly tight. Let's see. So 2,000 in the other 3, so that's 6,000. So we'll say that's 16,500. So say 16,000 cards, and I paid $3.50 for everything divided by 16,000. That's 2.2 cents. 2 cents a card. There's at least a dozen autos, maybe 25. Because I think there were autos in another box as well. And there's some colors. There was a James Triantos paper number to 499 that I didn't cherry pick earlier on. So still some Cub, a lot of Cubs first Bowman. I'm stocked up on the Cubs first Bowman from Bowman Draft. So I'm excited to dig through, and I'm excited to hopefully do a video for you this week. I think I'm going to rip my Bowman U hobby box tonight or today, later this afternoon, like early, maybe after dinner, like 7 p.m. I'm going to rip my Bowman U hobby box. I haven't decided if I'm going to do it on my phone out in my rec room. Cleaners came yesterday, and I'm like, I don't have time. I've got too much shipping to do. They can clean the bathroom, but no vacuuming because there's nothing to vacuum. You can't see the floor. So I'll probably just rip the Bowman U in here and just make an awkward video break. Brian's in the chat. Brian, yesterday was spending my money. I did break down and I bought the tripod for my telephoto lens. So I'll be taking that stuff out to spring training, hopefully get some good photos out on the backfields. I'm excited. So I'll play with that. The tripod that came with the telephoto lens is hard to set up. You know how I'm dumb with setting shit up. Hopefully this is, heavy duty. Brian gave me some tips. Thank you, Brian, for the tips. I'll have to, now that I'm going to write this. I'm going to write it down. Sandbags. Because I've got a bag of sandbags for the game of bags. I don't call it cornhole. Some people call it cornhole. Not here. No siree. It's bags, baby. We call it bags here. Let's see. So I'll use one of those. Let's see. George in the house. What's up, George? We've got Terry and Scotty Dubs. What is up, Brian? Good morning. I haven't seen that movie in a while. Good Morning Vietnam with Robin Williams, based on, the Vietnam era DJ Uncle Rich. I know Uncle Rich is going to know it. What was his name? Adrian Cronauer? Did I get that? Good. I haven't seen that movie in a while. Let's see. Lay across Bo's big brass bed. If that does not get the sex bots, we're free of them. Let's see. Brian says, busy day. Have to clean a ton of cards to send to PSA postmarked for a vintage deal. Nothing better than waiting till the last day. I've got my spring training trip. I'm taking a bunch of custom cards, in Bowman cards, minor league cards to get autographs. And I'm putting them in the like scrapbook with the photo corners so that it's easy to sign, easy to carry around. So I need to get cracking on that. I've got, I ended up putting another big order through the Rookies app last week. And I just got the shipping notification. So hopefully those arrive later this week and I can have all of my cards. And then a lot of the Bowman, I think I'm just going to take, if like kids need cards on the backfields, I'll have some to give away if they need something to get signed. Let's see. Hit the thumbs up so Rich can see 100%. John says, what's up, John? John says, Vegas time is horrible. Yes. You have no idea what time it is. Was that the great band Chicago that sang, does anybody really know what time it is? I love Chicago. I am a Chicago fan band. Speaking of bands, we had Bree Stevens Field is, they have some concert, like a summer concert series here in Madison, Wisconsin. Bree Stevens Field is where the soccer team plays. Maybe it's what do they call it? Clubs, soccer club. I don't know. I don't even know what league they belong to. I'm sure it's a minor league team. I think they're called Forward Madison. But they play at Breese Stevens Field. It's just off downtown on the east side, near East Side. They announced some acts. It kind of hits like every genre, every like era. Let me see what the third, because I'd never heard. My buddy was telling me about it last night because he knows like somebody involved with the band, I think. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, so they've got, oh, they're semi-local. Looks like they're from Eau Claire. So they've got this band, like 2000s, a 90s band, and like a 70s, 80s band. Gonna play Breese Stevens Field. You're like, who are they? The Doobie Brothers. The Doobs, man. The Doobie Brothers are coming to Breese Stevens Field, Madison, Wisconsin this summer. What I'm most excited about, I probably won't go. I'm not a big concert guy, but I've never been to a show at Breese Stevens. One of my favorite 90s bands, we've talked about it here on Hobby Evolution. It came with the AOL CD back on your probably gateway computer in 1996. It was the song Buddy Holly by the band Weezer. Weezer is coming to Madison, Wisconsin's Breese Stevens Field this summer. And then the third band that I think I've heard of them. I don't know much about them. They're from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. The band was formed in 2006. They're an American indie folk band, and they're called Bon Iver. I don't know anything about Bon Iver, but Bon Iver is playing Breese Stevens Field in Madison. But I'm like, whoa, Weezer. My buddy's like, yeah, the Doobies, man. Like, oh, okay. The Doobs. But maybe I'll go see Weezer. All right, where are we at in the chat? Where are we at? Let's see. Vegas time. And there's Kevin. What's up, Kevin? Good morning to you. Mike Summer in the house. What is up? He agrees Vegas time is bad. Flipping Sports Guy says, get those McClung cards ready. He's signing autos at the Philly show in 2 weeks. Mac McClung. I could not, I have no idea. I'm sure I have a pile of them in boxes somewhere. But I didn't want to go digging, although his base were going for like $15 the day after the slam dunk competition. We've got Harlan in the house. Christian, good morning. I'm running low on coffee, and yesterday I was thinking it's going to be so nice in the new house. Where am I going to put like a coffee bar? So I think I'm going to put, because I'll do Hobby Evolution from my office, which will be like an office. And I think the plan for my office, and I showed pictures. So like my desk, and so my desk will be facing the windows. So I think it'll be on like the long wall that faces straight out the backyard. And then to my left is like, it kind of goes at an angle. There's a window, and that looks out to my patio. Behind me, the wall that separates the office to the eBay store room, which is where it's going to be like the card room, but it's only going to be eBay store inventory. So like, these boxes behind me, these boxes to the side of me, only eBay store inventory in the eBay store. And then I'll have a huge card storage area. That's where like all the backstock, my Cubs, like all these boxes go. Cooter gave me a great tip, and I'm still like trying to find sources for boxes. He recommended like finding a local like paper cardboard company. Haven't been able to find anything. I did look at Uline. So I'm still going through the process of trying to source some cheap, sturdy cardboard boxes. So my plan for the wall behind me on Hobby Evolution in the office is a TV, and I'm probably going to put the TV that I have in my rec room in my office, and then I want to buy like a giant TV for the rec room. You can get giant TVs for like cheap now. I can't remember if it was Costco or Walmart, but they had like a 75-inch TV for like $600, and it's like, holy, I wonder how much an 80-inch TV do I have room on that wall for an 80-inch? So I think I'm going to put that TV behind me on the wall, and then I'm looking for if anybody has a lead, Brian, I think Brian is the great. He can help me out here. He can find links. Brian knows how to spend my money and send me Amazon links. I'm looking for like shelves that I could display like cards. And I don't want, and like BCW makes these things, and I don't want these. I have the card poppers, but I don't think I'm going to use those because I want it to, and I think the knock on the card poppers, who are great dealers at the Madison Card Show, great people, but the knock is there's just too much black space. Although they are working on some bigger frames that will kind of eliminate some of that extra space, which looks really good. They showed me some pictures this weekend. But I'm looking for like maybe a shelf that I could use, like card stands. Look at this card stand. Effing cool, man. I'm going to talk about this. Even Cubs logo. So like a shelf that I can display cards, and whether it be like where I kind of like, it's kind of like I'm basically stealing Dr. Jim Beckett's idea with his card wall, but I'm not going to go like all cards. I just want like kind of framing the TV. Like I want a shelf on one side, maybe the length of the TV, and maybe each shelf has 30 cards in it, 40 cards, whatever, one on each side. And that's where like my favorite cards, my good cards. But then I don't know if I want to do that because I have two windows that would be facing. Now there's not going to be a lot of sunlight coming. There's going to be natural light coming in, but not like direct sunlight. So I might have to, people that know, because I don't want too much natural light. That's my fear of displaying cards. And that's why I've taken I have a shelf in my rec room, and it gets a lot of natural light with the windows in there. And I don't want, especially like my tobacco cards, I don't want, color loss from sunlight. So I don't know. So it's something that I'm like torn. I'm torn on. Like you want to display the stuff, but you don't want light to ruin. It's paper. Let's see. We've got Christian here. What's up? Good morning. Flipping Sports Guy says, Bo sounds like my wife, gets on her phone, then an hour complains how she's running late. Guilty. Good morning, Mike. What's happening? We've got Clark in the house. Paige and Deanie Bean says, Bo, at this point, I really don't think anyone gives a shit about your tardiness. Agree. I'm here. Kind of like Anna 1 High School. Didn't give a shit about my tardiness. Just show up to class. Your grades suck anyway. Just get here. Mark Marinello. Although, as shitty of a student as I was honored, and I didn't take it up. I couldn't make the schedule work. And this was like 10 or 12 years ago. My high school that I barely graduated from spent more time in the principal's office, invited me back to speak at like career day or something. So it's like, hey, look how far we came. 36 tardies in 1 year. Meeting with the principal every Friday. We want you to we don't want you here another year. We want to get you out of here. Just graduate and get the hell on with your life. But now they want me back. Mark says it finally snowed in North Jersey, all of 2 inches. Brian says scored an 8170, brand new, for $700 on eBay. Holy moly. Another one ends tomorrow. If anyone wants the link, she was auctioning off 3 of them, and the first one went for about $750. One was buy it now, $700. Last is at auction. Very nice. So there you go. Search Fujitsu 8170, and there's some auctions on eBay. Very nice. Harlan says all the nicest places have golf simulators. Such a nice. So I went there, and so they built. It's a nice like subdivision, nicer than this one. And there used to be an 18 hole golf course there. So there's a nice, like, it's not, I don't know if it's, I guess it is, I don't know if it's public or private, but anyway, I know this is a public course. So somebody who ran another like nice upscale development and golf course a few miles down. They bought that land, like subdivided it, and it's going to be like, well, it is like luxury home, like $1 million homes. And they put in a 13-hole golf course. I think originally it was going to be a 12-hole golf course, but they found a way to squeeze another hole in there. So it's a 13-hole golf course. I don't think that's common, right? That doesn't seem common. So anyway, so this new restaurant is part of like it's next to the clubhouse. I think the course actually opened last year. I don't golf, so it does nothing for me, even though it's a mile down the road. So my wife's holiday party, which they always have in like February, was a couple weeks ago. And like she's like, yeah, it's a really cool place. Like they have golf simulators, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, doesn't do anything for me, but hey, if it's, 2 minutes down from my house, that's pretty cool. So my buddy texted me last night and he's like, hey man, are you thirsty? And I'm like, yes. So let's have a couple beers. I hadn't eaten dinner yet. So I'm like, okay, where do you want to go? Usually we meet up downtown Middleton. And he's like, do you want to go to Good Company? And I'm like, what the hell is that? I've never heard of it. And he's like, oh, it's on Mineral Point, just down the road from you. And I'm like, oh, that's the place my wife was talking about. So met up there. And my wife's like, it's kind of hard to get, like, you can see it from the road, but to get there is not like, it's like one of the, like when you're in a city and they have like what's the thing that runs parallel to like the main drag? Service road or whatever it's called. So that, and it's like, how in the hell do I get, like, I see it. It's right there. It's like 10 feet away, but I have to drive 3 miles to get there. And that's kind of how this is. So you have to drive down to the road that goes into the subdivision, and then you have to take a quick left, and then it like curves, and you have to go back. Anyway, got there. There's nobody there. I'm like, oh my God. And I ordered a barbecue chicken pizza, which was phenomenal, delicious. Had a couple beers. They have golf simulators. Really cool place. So a Tuesday night in February, I understand it's probably not going to be bustling. Plus, it's like off the beaten path. Like we're way out. Like we are like way out. So it's not like it's more for like it's a destination, and it's probably going to be a hopping place when it warms up and people are golfing. So it'll get good business during the golf season. I don't do golf, but it looks cool. Like the golf simulator looks cool. Like I might go out there. I texted my former coworker. I'm like, hey, have you been to the new place at the new course? Because he's big into golf. And he's like, no. He's like, we joined the pool. They've got a pool also. Like you can join like the golf course, the club, the pool, whatever. So his family joined. He's got like freaking 14 kids. I think he only has 4, maybe 5. I don't know. But I think he has 4 kids. 4 kids. So he's like, yeah, let's hit it up soon. So we're gonna meet up there, and I'll probably take a few swings, and then I'll be like, this sucks. I'm terrible at swinging a golf club. Where's the beer? Let's see. John says that cornfield has likely been sold and is bringing leased back to the farmer. That's how developers operate. Yeah, I do know there's one, like the family or the farmer that owned like all this. I mean, he's like a freaking multimillionaire with all of the land he sold, which is now subdivisions. And I know there's still a lot of like land that he owns. Maybe cash rents. I don't know. Let's see. MKB man, what's up? Good morning. Is Jordan Love the next Packers quarterback? I think he is. I think Aaron Rodgers is he's apparently come out of the darkness. Where he goes from here, probably not Green Bay. Victor, what's up? Good morning. We're going to talk NFL draft because I found a great article that I want to take a look at. Rich says, depends on how quickly I want to get to work with Bo and our couch people revenge. Kevin, what's happening? I have a quick little funny story. I had someone send me a 99-cent offer and a $1.50 card. I countered and he countered again with 99 cents. I countered again and again. He sent me a 99-cent offer. Yeah, I don't even F with those. Somebody sends me a 99-cent offer on $1.50. I counter at $1.40. If they counter back at like 99 cents, I just decline. If he counters back at like $1.10, I counter at $1.40. If he counters back again, then I decline. Let's see. I went and looked at the buyer's feedback. 1 million Cubs was one of his recent feedbacks. Do you remember anyone stuck on 99 cents, or was he just after me? No, I would never accept a 99-cent offer, but I do have 99-cent cards in my eBay store that are just grandfathered in. I haven't updated the pricing. So sometimes I'll take a loss. Somebody will buy a 99-cent card. I take like a 10 or 15-cent loss on it, and it is what it is. But I would not go back and forth on an offer like that. So he either accepted my $1.40 offer or he bought one of my 99-cent cards. Rich to John, actually listened to you as part of Bench Clear talking to Danny Black about what makes a good card show. Loved it. Loved it. I love what I loved the most about that conversation about card shows between John and Danny was the point counterpoint. Some of the things that Danny was bringing up, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, well, this, you can't do that because of this. And then all of a sudden John would say, well, you can't do that because of this. Which is, you hear it all the time. Buyers that have never promoted a card show or know the ins and the outs of promoting a card show, they're looking for a unicorn. My wife's in real estate, and a lot of times people want the west side of Madison is more expensive in the housing market than the east side. So people may be coming from out of town, or maybe they're on the east side. Like, well, we want to live on the west side. This is our budget, and we want an acre and a half. And it's like, you can certainly get that, but it's certainly going to be way more than your budget. It doesn't work. When I was in Janesville, before the doors opened up, there were a few dealers outside waiting for the doors. And one of the other dealers was like, we need another big show around here. And hopefully he didn't see my eyes roll. And I'm like, oh my God, we don't need it. We've got shows coming out of our freaking ears. We've got in 3 weeks, there's a big show 2 hours away, an hour and a half from Janesville in Chicago. It's called The Spectacular. There's plenty of big shows. And then certainly on a national basis, there's plenty of big shows. And then he mentioned the Alliant Energy Center, which is a big, it's a big arena, but then they also have smaller, and I know John knows these ins and outs. So I've gotten pricing on that very venue. And he's like, oh, the Alliant Energy would be perfect. And I'm like, yes, it would. Here's why it doesn't work. I've gotten the pricing. For 3 days, it's $40,000. Start doing the math on that. And it just does. If you as a dealer will pay $500, $400 for a table, oh, I'm not going to do that. Well, okay, then it's not going to be at the Alliant. We're not going to have a big show at the Alliant Energy Center. It's just mostly, and somebody, and I actually had one of my dealers ask me, they're like, what are some of the challenges and the roadblocks in running a card show? And number one is finding a venue at the right price. That's your first hurdle. If you can clear that hurdle and get a venue at a good price, now your number one question should be, do you have tables? Do you provide tables? And you ask this to the venue. And if they say yes, make sure to get an accurate count, because most venues only have, say, a max of 50. And now all of a sudden, can you make the dollars and cents work on 50 provided tables? You can have dealers bring in their own tables, but you're also going to get kickback, and you're not going to be, you're going to limit yourself. You can rent tables, but now you've added to the cost. Now do the math. So those are the two biggest challenges And a friend of mine actually reached out from Texas, reached out to me asking, about these. And, he's circling venues. And I said, you're doing it backwards. You want to just go to venues. Don't get attached to a location. Don't drive down the interstate and that is perfect. I want it for my card show, because that's kind of going back to the real estate. If you see a house that you love and you fall in love with the house, but it's not anywhere close to your budget, you're going to be disappointed. And the rest of the houses you look at will never measure up. And that's what, if you find a venue you love without getting the prices, just start looking at prices before you even fall in love. Hey, what's a price? Blah, blah, blah. Get the table, because that's the other thing. And then go from there. But I love the conversation with Danny and John. I think it was on Bench Clear Media. What makes a good card show? And that's all. It's an individual interpretation. Everybody's going to be judged. And I think Danny said, what makes a good card show for me is making money. And that's not, I mean, yes, that's what I'm set up for, but not solely. I'm also a show promoter. So I'm also looking to engage with other collectors and other dealers to potentially bring them to my show as well. And networking is huge. And not only just from building relationships and getting dealers to your show, but I'm a bargain box guy, and I've become friends with many, many dealers that don't do bargain box stuff. So when something comes along and maybe they have like bargain boxes that come with a collection they buy of slabs, and they're like, I don't want this crap, and they'll sell it to me for a really good price. So it's all about networking, and you can get good deals that way. The shows I make the least money on, I talked about it yesterday. I did terrible sales wise, but look at the buys I got. Amazing. It'll probably go down as one of my worst sales dollars shows, but one of my best overall shows, because I got some great buys. So it's not about the money. It's about building relationships, making friends, and getting buys. Remember our friend Uncle Rich, his conversation with Mr. Mint back in the 80s. You make your money on the buy side, paraphrasing, but that's key. TD Sports Card says it's going to be 85 and sunny in Southwest Florida. Jealous. How much is a flight? The highs in California have been in the 50s the last couple of weeks. Don't like it. Bring the heat. Brian says he's in Cape Coral. It's going to be 83 in Dallas, and then a bit of a roller coaster. TD Sports Card says, nice. Brian, did you go to the card show on Sunday? Here's a 10-day forecast. What's this for? Is this Dallas? 10-day forecast. ABC 8, 83, 76, 77, 59, 64, 68. That is a roller coaster. Let's see. Where are we at? Brian says, real quick, I had gone to Venice Saturday. Tons of vintage, rare for around here, meaning Florida, not Italy. It's probably cold in Italy right now. Venice can be chilly. It's probably Venice is probably really cold right now. Let's see. Kyle, what's happening? Good morning to you. Mark Marinello, what is up? Rich says, in our group chat, we wanted 100% like participation. Instead, we're barely over 30% like and subscribe. Have a great day. Thank you, Zach and Porter. Let's see. So was there a show in Venice on Saturday? Did you pick up some vintage? Brian worked on some 72 and 75s. Dan is in the house. What's up, Dan? Jenny says, after today, we are on to March and 1/6 of the way through the year. Let's slow down. Let's not talk about the year ending just yet. Hope y'all on track to any goals for 2023. I am not. I have kind of, my YouTube goal was 5,000 subscribers. I'm just over halfway there, but I've only added maybe three to 400 new subs, but that's decent, I guess. But we're 2 months in. So what's that? 2 months, say it's 150 a month. I'm way behind. If I say I average, there's 10 more months. Actually, I could get there if I'm on pace for 150 new subscribers a month. With 10, that's 1,500. I'm at 25, 2,600. That's pretty damn close. That's getting around 4,000. So 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I don't want to say I still have 10 months because that's like those are dangerous words, because all of a sudden it's October, it's November, it's the night before the big test and you haven't studied yet. Remember my shitty high school days? Bo, get the hell out of here, graduate. I had an English teacher. She's like, I really need to get your grade up. I shouldn't do this, but I'm just going to pass you because I don't want to deal with you anymore. I was voted most mischievous in high school. I wasn't like a dick. I was just an annoying a-hole. I think shithead describes it best. I was just a shithead. Most mischievous shithead. Let's see. Dan is working on Menko checklists for the new Menko Discord channel our little community made. Very nice. Brian says, I'm going to DM you my number. Call me later. Just a 10-minute convo. A few more tips that are better talked out than typed. I will see. Ask Cooter how long. I am not a talker. And it took, how long, Cooter, did it take me to call you? A week and a half? I am not a phone talker. I don't even I only call my mom like every 2 weeks. It's like, can we just text? I hate talking on the phone. I've got a phone call set up with the local radio. One of the local radio groups wants to do a collaboration with the Madison Card Show. And I'm like, oh, speaking of calls though, I had a damn doctor's appointment yesterday. Nothing, just annual, because they make you check in every year. So it's like, do you want an in-person office visit or a Zoom? And I'm like, effing Zoom, man. I don't want to go to the doctor. I hate the doctor's office. So I did a Zoom call. That was the best thing that came out of COVID, was now doctor visits aren't required. You can just do it on Zoom. It's like, what's up, doc? Hey, I'm good. Can we end this? See you next year. I'm good to go. Let's see. Where are we at? Let's see. Jenny says, I just remembered you had a live coming up on YouTube. Did I miss it last night, or is it still upcoming? TD Sports Card says, a guy came up to me at my table and was looking to sell a bunch of 68 to 78, a lot of Hall of Famers. I got his number to meet and go through. Mike says Bon Iver is great. Okay. Let's see. Low Roller is checking my work. He says, I didn't complete my assignment. Did not throw my eBay store link in the description. I know. I was running late and I just said, screw it. Bon Iver is a leg spreader for the ladies. Oh. Cooter says, good morning. What's up, Cooter? How did the queen of the couch people react to another bulk deal? She doesn't know. Shh, it's our little secret. We don't see any bruising, so I assume that's a good thing. Yep. Sometimes you just don't share everything. Some things are better kept under wraps. And I know she's not listening right now because she's still sleeping. So here's the key. So when you have a lot of cards, like boxes like this, and if your wife is upset when you bring more boxes home, you can do two things. You have to strategically, so I took all of my card show inventory out on Saturday night. My wife's really observant. So she probably has an idea in the back of her head, how many trips to the car I made. She's like, okay, 3 boxes. He made 4 trips. He's got 12 boxes. How come he made 7 trips back in the house, 3 boxes each? That's 9 boxes more than he took out. So you have to just spread it out. Now, if I bring an extra 10 boxes, she has no idea because I have all this and all that and all that. So the key is to just spread it out. And so I brought 3 boxes in, and I don't know if she was around. But what you don't want is if you have to walk by the couch. She's been couch people lately. My wife has been couch people lately, and she hates it when I say that. We are not couch people. When I showed off this awesome couch people card holder, I said, look at this. I said, how I opened the conversation. I'm like, you know how we call ourselves the couch people? And she goes, no, we don't call ourselves couch people. You call yourself a couch people. I'm like, okay, anyway, at any rate, we call ourselves the couch people. Look at this. Look at this freaking thing. This is awesome. And Red Light 34 made these, 3D printed these card holders. Freaking awesome. So cool. I opened that box yesterday. I'm like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. My wife did think they were cool. I don't think she would say they're the greatest thing ever. She did think they were cool. So kudos. So that's the key. Sometimes you just gotta sneak those bulk boxes in. If you have enough, she won't notice an extra couple boxes. Eric, what's happening? Good morning. Michael in the house. Travis has an eBay question. I sold a single card using eBay standard envelope, shipped it immediately. It made it to the destination city, but is stuck out for delivery for 7 days. So one of two things could be going on here. It could be delivered and it just wasn't scanned, delivered by the standard envelope tracker machine that they have at the sorting facility. Or B, it's just sitting and not getting delivered. My question to you would be, has your buyer reached out? If he hasn't, no harm, no foul. He likely has received the card. My advice as a seller, don't look at tracking. Only look at tracking if a buyer sends a message or opens a request, then look at tracking. If there's no communication, hey, where's my card? Hey, I haven't gotten this card. It says it was delivered. Don't even bother looking. Let's see. Brian, outline of convo to help you set up your phone to take sports photos. Very nice. Travis said the buyer reached out to me to check on status of the shipment, but really, what can I do at this point? Yeah, basically, if it gets, I always just say, wait a couple more days, and then just have him open up a non-receipt. You have the email, have him open up a non-receipt, refund his money, and then you can open up a claim. I'm going to drop the link to the claim site. Here's the link, eBay standard envelope insurance claim. Super easy. You'll get your money back. Like you have to wait 30 days from, I think, when it was shipped. And then just provide a screenshot of that message that your buyer sent you. Screenshot, I think, of the tracking. And then your information. I guess I've got the website open. Your eBay ID, your name, your PayPal address, the tracking number, and then those two pictures. File the claim, and boom. Every time I've filed a claim, it's been refunded to my PayPal within like 24 hours. Let's see. Flipping Sports Guy says, I hope in the office we'll continue to have background of card boxes that never move. You will not. Unfortunately, you will not have this vantage point. Kyle, what's up? He says, you gotta go see Weezer. When is the, let's see. I gotta see when the show is. If it's like, it could be July during the National. Weezer, Bree Stevens. Let's see. Weezer. Oh, they're playing with Modest Mouse. Looks like it's June 14th. FPC Live presents Weezer Indie Rock Road Trip with special guests Modest Mouse and Mama. June 14th, Bree Stevens Field. That's a Wednesday night. That's pretty cool. Wednesday night, June 14th. Very nice. So there you go. Maybe I'll go check out Weezer. Where are we at? Low Roller wants me to dig out AJ McCarron. Let's see. Jenny says the ESE insurance. So if the buyer legit doesn't get it delivered, you can just refund then file claim. Absolutely. Let's see. Michael says Doobie Brothers still put on a good show. Saw them at Bourbon and Beyond last year. Michael McDonald still got the voice. T206 Kids saw Bush last week in Louisville. They put on a great show. Gavin Rosdale still has it at 57. That sucks. That Gavin Rosdale is 57 years old. Are you effing kidding me? Holy crap. Gavin Rosdale is 57 years old? Oh, that's old. Not old. If you're 57, that's not too old. TD says, tell the buyer to be patient. USPS does that sometimes. Absolutely. Jenny says you should do a projector downstairs instead. Then you can link your computer to it and watch YouTube. Red Light says, I sent you some card stands. Yep, you sure did. Let's see. Bruce says, I heard one man ripping from the Madison Card Show. Really brag on you while watching his vlog earlier. Nice guy. I heard one man ripping from the Madison Card Show. Really brag on you while watching his vlog earlier. What channel was that, Bruce? Let me know what channel that was. I just got a text from my mom. Let's see what this is. Oh, my mom and my cousin are flying out to the state of Oregon to visit my aunt. My aunt's a little eccentric. And my cousin always she's like, you can come with us. And I'm like, that sounds like hell. No. You ladies have a great time. No, thank you. Let's see. Good morning, Tracy. What's happening? Nuke's Cards. What is up? Nuke, by the way, I'm still working on your box. It will get sent out before the weekend. Let's see. Cooter says all the couch people need your stands to use in our Twitter photos. That would be super cool. That would be super cool. Let's see. Where are we at? George says just hit up IKEA for some cheap shelves if you have one nearby. They are easy to put up on walls. I have to put them up. That means I have to call a friend. I have to phone a friend that knows how to put shelves together because I don't. I will. I don't have one nearby, but there's one in, I think, Schaumburg that's like 2 hours away. I think Milwaukee has one. It's like an hour and a half away. Jenny says, Red Light, you got a group of us that want to buy those card stands. That would be cool. There you go. You got a little business going. John says, avoid all natural light, regardless of window specs or slab, one-touch top loader specs. Always. That's kind of what I was thinking. Oh. So what's Dr. Beckett do in his card with his card wall? Because if Dr. Beckett's doing it, I feel it's safe. Low Roller says, if you have 36 tardy days in school, can you get expelled since you abuse it being late? I totally abused it. No, I never even got it. I think I got one. So basically our school was set up for every 4 tardies, you got a detention. And for every 4 detentions, you got a suspension. 36 tardies, 1 detention. You've got to know people. You can be a shithead, but you have to be a nice, friendly shithead. So you have to be, you just have to work the system, right? You have to know the right asses to kiss. That's the key to life. You don't want to be an ass kisser, but you want to kiss the right asses. Unfortunately, I kissed the right asses and avoided any suspensions in high school. Mike says Amazon has mag cases which have UV protection. Show your slabs have UV protection for slabs as well. Interesting. I'm going to write those down. Show your slabs. And what was the other one? Mag cases. Amazon mag cases. I'm going to look into those. Okay. I've got Post-it notes all over that whiteboard. 13-hole golf is shrinkflation. Still costs the same as 18, probably. Let's just see. I don't even know what I think it's called Pioneer Point. There it is. Pioneer Point golf course. Let's see. You tell me, because I don't golf, so I don't know what the price of golf. And this, again, it's a 13-hole golf course. 13 premier golf holes. Let's see. Hole by hole, we don't want that. We want to let's book a tee time. How much does it cost? Come on, tell me. How much does it cost? By the way, my mom is at Midway Airport waiting for my cousin to get on their plane to fly to see Aunt Cindy in the state of Oregon. So that's not showing. Membership. Golf membership, 13-hole golf course. Oh, this is just for Hawks Landing. I want Pioneer Point. Maybe it's for both. Yeah, that's 18 holes. So I'll share the price. At Pioneer, you will enjoy unlimited golf, preferred tee time, members only golf shop discount, discounted green fees. Single membership, $2,200 plus tax, and I assume that's annual. That's a single. Is that a lot of money? Is that not a lot of money? I have no idea. That includes 2 golf play passes to Hawks Landing. Oh, so that's your Pioneer Point, which is unlimited, plus 2 golf play passes to the other golf course they run. $2,200 plus tax. Like we got 5.5% tax here in Wisconsin, so do the math. I have no idea if that's a good deal or not. I don't golf. What's up, baseball card curmudgeon? Good morning to you. John says, Mike, a lifetime of being told things are good for you, then finding out they aren't, has led me to my cards avoiding all natural light. Mark says, anyone have ideas on what to use to display unopened wax packs from the 70s and 80s? I'm thinking about 360 count top loaders. Yeah, that probably would work. Yeah, that would probably work. Here, let me see. I've got both. I've got some top loaders here. I've got some packs here. Let's see. Let's just grab a random pack of 1992 Topps football. Is it going to fit in this top loader? This is not going to fit. We need a bigger one. Ooh, I don't know if I have bigger ones than that. Oh, this one might be big. Penny sleeve in here. This one might work. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay, let's find a smaller pack. 94 Fleer. Oh, it's got that. I don't think I have big enough top loaders. Stadium Club. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So here's, I don't even know what size this is, but here's what it would look like in a top loader. I don't know if that works. There you go. Let's see. Jenny says it was Saturday night, 7 p.m. We were on for an hour 20. John says we used to put our cards in 9-pocket PVC pages until they weren't so good. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Ah, man, I need more coffee. I forgot to tell you. Saturday, I had somebody reach out at the Madison Card Show. They're like, I can't remember how it was brought up, but they're like, hey, can we bring in our dad's collection? You know, he passed away and we don't know what to do with this. Usually when I receive those messages, and I think we've all had that, and you take a look and it's a bunch of 80s and 90s junk wax. I actually had somebody bring by on Sunday at the Janesville show, and it was just a bunch of 90s stuff. So I'm like, okay, sure. So we go down, we meet in the at the bar at the hotel lobby on Saturday at the Madison Card Show. It's a brother and sister, and they have 3 binders. And so they look like binders from the 80s. Like they look like binders. It's like, oh, here we go. 1985 Topps. Here we go. Hopefully they have a McGuire. I open up the first binder, and what appears before me, 1952 Topps. No mantle. But another binder, 1953 Topps with Mickey Mantle. Who else was it? Like in all of the stars, the only like card missing was the 52 Topps mantle. There were like 54 Ted Williams, Willie Mays, Ernie Banks rookie, Hank Aaron rookie. Then they had a Ziploc bag. These are the duplicates. Oh, this is another Hank Aaron rookie card. So do you have any idea what you have here? Well, we know it's valuable, but we just don't know if it's 5,000, 50,000, or 150,000. I said, well, it's certainly worth more than 5,000. So I just kind of told them, like, you're going to want, I mean, most of them were in 9-pocket pages, and they had probably been there for a long time. And I said, you're going to want these graded. Talk to Matt, 5-Star Cards. I can introduce you. He's an authorized dealer for both PSA and SGC. You're going to want the mantles, the rookies, the big cards. You're going to want those graded. in slabs. You can sell those. The minor stars and the commons, you're probably your best bet if you don't want to sell them, grind it out, sell them as singles. No, they don't want to do that. Find a vintage dealer, collector, and sell those as a collection. And I can give you some names of dealers. Make sure you get second opinions. And I'm going through the, I'm like, oh my God, this is, you have a lot here. You have a lot here. And they're like, well, we have more at home. And I'm like, okay. I said, just, anybody here, I would trust just about anybody. I know most of them here. But I would say, don't just talk to one person, get multiple opinions. And I started showing them eBay solds, and I'm like, okay, we're just going to assume all of these are PSA ones. And here's the sold price, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. You're not going to get 2,000. You're going to get a percentage of what that sold's going to be. But you have a lot of nice stuff. This is an amazing collection. I mean, and I took some pictures, and that's stuff that just you don't see at every show. Usually it's, grandpa died, dad died. Well, when did they collect? 1987 to 1993. So it's pretty rare these days that you see a binder full of 52, 53, 54, 55 through the 50s. It was amazing. Loved it. John says, smoking was okay for pregnant women. I'm an example why it isn't. Mike says, trust the science. Science! Let's see. TD Sports Cards says to Mark, there are plastic shells out there made for wax packs. It's either eBay or Amazon where I saw them. Then you can make your own label. That's cool. How can the Packers get a creepier quarterback than their previous two? The bar is set high, right? Hey, that ain't there. That's a lot of truth to that. Aaron Rodgers, he's a freaking wacko. Brett Favre's a creep, and a welfare stealing creep. Bo is only 26 minutes behind in the chat. Come on, we can put him much further behind. Oh boy. I wish eBay would allow bulk decline on offers. That would be handy. People should take the time to listen to Beckett and Keating talk about baseball cards. Worth the time investment. That is all. I agree. I listened to a lot of John Keating yesterday. I listened to John and Danny talk about card shows, and then great discussion about TCMA with Dr. Beckett. That was a great show. Danny Black makes some great points about Series 1. Max says, you think the Bears will keep Justin Fields? 100% without question. Yes. They're going to trade down. Let's just talk about the draft. We'll get further behind the chat. SB Nation. Where was my link? Here it is. Perfect. So SBNation.com had an article with what teams received for trading out of the number one pick, which is what I think the Bears will do. I think they'll trade down. I hope they trade down. My ideal scenario for the Bears would be trade the number one overall pick to the Texans and get the number 2 with other picks, and then trade out of that pick to the Colts and get the number 4 with multiple picks. And then at 4, you're still going to have your pick of either Will Anderson or Jalen Carter. We have 83 live viewers. We're Sal Dougie. 83. We have a new record, folks. Whoop, whoop, whoop. 83 live viewers. Write it down. 83 live viewers. One of these days, we're going to get to 100. 83. 83. Okay. Anyway, I think that's my ideal scenario. Oh, I just changed it. We're at 84. Okay. Oh, we're back down. Somebody got annoyed by my sirens. 84. 84 is the new record. 84 live viewers. Thank you. Hit the like button. So let's take a look. I think the Bears are going to trade out 85. It just keeps going up. So let's go up. Every number one pick traded. I think there was 16 or 18. It goes all the way back to the 60s. So it's, going back to the draft has changed so much that what the number one pick was traded for back in 1968 is certainly not going to net, the trade values are so much different. There were so less teams in the late 60s. So the very first overall, very first overall pick that was traded was in 1967. The Baltimore Colts got the number 1 pick from the Saints. The Saints received quarterback Gary Quazzo, and the Colts got the number 1 pick. So that's where it all began. Now the 68, this is, and I only use this as reference because it's a Hall of Fame quarterback, Fran Tarkenton, went to the New York Giants. The Giants sent to the Vikings the 1968 first overall pick, a 1967 first round pick. That makes no sense because that was the year before. 1967. Oh, I think that they mean, I don't know what they mean. Let's see. Oh, maybe the AFL. I'm not reading it. So anyway, 68 first overall selection, 67 first round pick, 67 second round pick, and a 69 second round pick. So that seems to be, pretty close to what there is today. Let's skip ahead to 1990 when a lot of us were coming of age. 1990, we remember the Indianapolis Colts received the number 1 overall pick to select Jeff George, the quarterback out of ILL. The Falcons received offensive tackle this is a big trade. Chris Hinton, offensive tackle, wide receiver Andre Rison, a 1990 5th round pick, and then the 1991 first round pick. So, and this is from SBNation.com. Man, imagine if football Twitter had been around for this one. That's how they opened up that. So they took Jeff George with that first overall pick. Who did they take in 91? They took wide receiver Mike Pritchard. So let's see. In the following year, they added wide receiver Mike Pritchard using the first round pick sent to them by Indianapolis. And a few years later, Atlanta traded for Jeff George. As part of that trade, the Colts received a pair of first round picks, one in 94 and the other in 96. The Colts used the pick in 96 to add a receiver, Marvin Harrison. Wow. How about 91? This is the Cowboys and Patriots. So this was controversial because in 1991, it was believed Raghib Rocket Ishmael was going to be the number 1 overall selection. So the Dallas Cowboys traded to get the number 1 pick. They wanted Rocket. Raghib Ishmael signed with the CFL's Toronto Argonauts, so he was not available in that draft. So the Cowboys got that first overall pick in 91. The Patriots got a 1991 first round pick, a 91 second round pick, and then defensive back Ron Francis, linebacker David Howard, and linebacker Eugene Lockhart. So with that pick, without Raghib Ishmael, the Cowboys ended up taking Russell Maryland, and I think he had a really good career. Somebody's going to say, yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. I don't know. Is Russell Maryland a Hall of Famer? I honestly don't know. The Patriots, with those draft picks, took offensive tackle Pat Harlow and defensive back Jerome Henderson. So I don't know how that all went out. Let's skip ahead and go to more modern days. Give us a little better idea of the value here in the last 5 to 6 years or 8-9 years. In 2016, the Los Angeles Rams received the 2016 first overall pick, a 4th round pick, and a 6th round pick in that year. The Tennessee Titans received a 2016 first round pick, a 2nd round pick, actually 2 2nd round picks in 2016, a 3rd round pick, the 2017 first round pick, and the 2017 3rd round pick. So SBNation.com says, we now come to the most recent move to the top of the board for a quarterback. In the running up to the 2016 NFL draft, the Rams made the aggressive move to move up from number 15 to number 1 overall, and they drafted Jared Goff. They received 2 late-round picks, one of which they traded away. The other they used to draft tight end Tamarick Hemingway. As for the Titans, they turned those picks into some impressive talent. They then traded the 15th selection, I like it, trade down, with the Cleveland Browns to come up they traded up to get to the 8th overall pick, where they drafted offensive tackle Jack Conklin. With the 2 picks they received in the 2017 draft, they added wide receiver Corey Davis and tight end Jonnu Smith. They drafted defensive tackle Austin Johnson with one of those 2nd-round picks, and the other, a running back you may have heard of, Derrick Henry. A pretty good haul for the Tennessee Titans. So my hope is we see the Chicago Bears trade out of the number 1 pick. And ideally, I want them to trade down to number 2 and then to number 4 and get multiple picks. So that's my thought, Max. I think the Bears keep Justin Fields. I think they'll draft either Jalen Carter or Will Anderson in the top 5, wherever they eventually land after trading out of the number 1 overall pick. They'll get some additional draft picks. They've got a lot of money with the salary cap, so they can spend on offensive linemen, some edge rushers, and wide receivers. They need a lot. But I'm bullish on the Bears. Terry says, I just took some 99-cent offers, but he bought 5 cards. I'm all about that. If they want to buy 5-6 cards, I'll take 99-cent offers if they're $1.50. Brian says, I like the floating shelves idea. It takes up less floor space. I do have 1 floating shelf. That's where my bobbleheads are on the other room. Bruce says, have you considered using window film to reduce the UV light that creeps in? You can also use LED light bulbs. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll look into that window film. Paige and Dee Bean drops the link to Keating and Beckett card chat campaigning for the glorious 75 Tops Baseball, number 407, Herb Washington. Rich says, gotta leave, but I will leave you with this about tables. And then Brian says, Walmart, Target, Home Depot, not that pricey. Rich says, one of my friends runs the Dallas Toy Show, actually now in Plano, about 5 minutes from my house. They spend $2,500 for the room and pay $700 to rent 100 tables for the day. So that's always a fallback in terms of room cost. Also, if you do rent tables, they're going to vary widely. What's 700 divided by, what's that breakdown to? That's a really cheap, that's $7 a table. I don't think we can get $7 a table rental here in Madison. It's like closer to like $20. It's pretty pricey. Because it's almost, then you have to start doing, I'm going to steal John's jujitsu term when he said verbal jujitsu. I'm going to say math jujitsu. Say you're spending $20 to rent tables on a monthly basis. Say they're 6-footers. You can buy a 6-footer at Costco for $65. That's 3 months. You might as well just buy them. Now you have storage. Where are you going to store the damn things? I don't think my wife will let me put 20 or 30 tables in the basement. Let's see. Rich says, time to leave. I'll be doing a guest shot on Hobby Hotline tonight so I can rack up hours in the early part of the week as we have new windows being put in on Thursday. Yes, nice. Rich says, and John, I will listen to your chat with Jim on TCMA as that is one of my favorite parts. Mark Hoyle as well of the hobby. Where we at? Oh, wow. I'm way behind, right? And then I started talking about the NFL draft. Here we are. Let's see. Flipping Sports Guy says, if Sports Collectors Daily included Bo's YouTube channel, he'd be there quicker. Sports Collectors Daily. I wonder, maybe I should start throwing some advertisement in like Beckett or Sports Collectors Daily. The morning show of the hobby. Hobby Evolution, the morning show of the hobby. I'd have to get there. I'd have to get here on time, though. If I start advertising Hobby Evolution, the morning show for the hobby, I'd have to actually be on time every morning at 7 a.m. Let's see. Brian says, if you call, you won't have to watch the videos I send. I do still plan on watching the latest video you sent me. Cooter says, I am not a talker. Isn't that, yeah, that does sound a little off. Here I am an hour 13 later and still 20 minutes behind in the chat. Does anyone else see the irony in that comment coming from the guy who talks to his computer screen for an hour and a half every morning? There is a lot of irony in that comment. I get it. Yes, you are right. Let's see. Bo, the wife's strategy to use empty boxes as a decoy. There you go. These are empty boxes. How come you're straining? That's a good question. Strategy is carry in when she's not home. And if you have a camera, turn it off. I speak from experience. I love it. Eric knows the pain all too well. Wife runs to the grocery store and we run out to our cars to bring in the boxes we don't want our wives to see. Mike says the music video for Buddy Holly was in the Windows 95. Okay, Windows 95, not AOL. Windows 95 install CD. Yes. How does one get a blue couch card holder? Hit up Red Light 34. Red Light 34, I'm saying you need to sell these, man. The couch people demand couch people card holders. It'd be cool. And maybe even put like, instead of like Cubs logos here, put like couch people on the front. Or maybe not, because you don't want, if you're, I don't know. I like it. And you've got, and maybe put like your info on the bottom of the couch. That way people know, like red light 34. I like it. You've got a little, you're not going to get rich off the idea. Scott, what's happening? Good morning. Michael says, Bush in Breaking Benjamin coming to Lexington's Rupp Arena in May, ready to go. I'm a big Breaking Benjamin fan. I like Bush too. I mean, I grew up with, that's what she said. I grew up with Bush, so I like Bush as well. Low Roller Scratcher says, if you decide to pay 1 month for only 10,000 listings in Car Dealer Pro, do you lose 10K card image listings on eBay since you didn't renew your membership? I don't think so. I don't think that's how it works. Victor also wants a couch card holder. Brian says it's a green screen that Dr. Beckett has up. List more golf cards. Let's see. We got to Paige and Didi Bean says tied at 75. Did it get to 76? We're at 85 was, I wrote down 84, but we did hit 85 live viewers. Now people are probably in the office. I can't watch. We got to 85. New record, 85 live viewers. Let's see. Bruce says, one man ripping. The heading was titled his thoughts on setting up a table at the Madison Card Show. Really? I need to check that out. I wonder who that was. One man ripping. So he apparently was one of my dealers on Saturday. Thoughts on setting up a table. Oh, I wonder if that was Jason. If his name is Jason. He was a first-time dealer and he was upstairs. I'll have to check that out. Low Roller sold a young gun. John says account for the gum and top holders. Yes, good point. Austin, what's up? It was good to meet you at Janesville. I'm the guy who got cyclopsed in the picture. Oh my God, that's awesome. Did I buy? Let's see. Now I gotta look. Now I gotta look at the Cyclops. We have found Cyclops. Blame Mike. Mike took that photo. Austin got Cyclops. Where's that photo at? Is it this one? That is so cool. Cyclops is in the chat. I love it. Oh, that's so cool. Did I buy cards from you? Were you set up and did you have 50-cent cards? That is so hilarious. And then there's the dude that looks like he's 8 foot tall. That's in the foreground. Oh, that's hilarious. John says, hopefully they were in 8 pocket pages. Otherwise they won't grade out. That's a Chasing Cardboard episode with that collection. Ty said that they get a lot of inquiries out of this area. And I said, hey, if it's not up your alley, I gave him my budget. I'm not looking for, this would be out of my price range. And I'm not like a vintage guy. I'm like, modernish. I'd say 70s and to maybe even into the late 60s and to current. That's kind of my wheelhouse. So he's like, yeah, Chasing Cardboard gets calls from this area a lot. John says science didn't think noble gases were chemically reactive until the late 50s. Science is almost as far behind in the chat as Bo. Let's see. There we go. There's the records. Did we hit 86? I did not see us hit 86, but we've got 85 on the board as the new live view record. Jason, what's happening? Is there anything you use to keep track of bulk purchases, maybe an invoicing software? No, what I use to track, the only thing I do is say I paid $300 for Sunday's bulk buy, and it was, 6 boxes. I use waveapps.com, WAVEAPPS. I'll put it in the chat, waveapps.com. I just use the free version. And I just use it to create invoices. So and you can get as detailed as you want. I don't. I just say Janesville, February, Bowman bulk buy, 6 boxes, $300 total. but I don't keep it. I don't get into the minutia of I sold this card for $1.50 and it came out of this collection. I sold this card for $10 and it came out of this purchase. I don't get into that because it's not necessary. It's just a wide, okay, here's how much money I spent in February on inventory. $300 here, $100 here, $500 here. Those are my inventory purchases. Here's my supplies, and then eBay. I just print out my eBay monthly statement. Here's what I sold. Here's my fees. Here's the postage. And then of course all your other miscellany. So that's how I keep track of everything. Steve, what's happening? Good morning. Catching up. Show your auto scrapbook when you make it. Auto scrapbook. Oh yeah, absolutely. I will tomorrow. I'll write that down. Let's see. Auto scrapbook. And it's basically I put cards and I use the photo. We'll put that there. The photo corners. So I just hand the book over and players boop, 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 and it's super easy. You don't have to go flipping through cards in boxes or cases or whatever. It's really easy. It is a little time consuming. The books themselves, it's actually a watercolor book. So it's the thick pages. And I think there are 30 pages per book, and the books run $15. The photo corners are like super cheap. They're like $2 or $3 on Amazon. John says, never trust a Muslim who played at a Catholic university or a Catholic in a YouTube chat. Barry R, what's up? Welcome to 85 people. New record. Talking Tatis, what's up? Good morning. Do you send you an email and a couple thank you cards? I will, when I get your mailing address, I open my eBay store, baseball cards, as I maxed out my listings. Very cool. Did you send it to MadisonCardShow.com or MadisonCardShow@gmail.com or 1 Million Cubs? We did figure out live on the show yesterday how to get rid of all my eBay emails. So I go to my 1 Million Cubs email, and it's just, by the way, my supply, I just got paid from somebody. Oh, sweet. I'll have another first-time dealer for the March 18th show. Let's see. My supplies are out for delivery, so that's good. So I'm not getting the eBay emails. Oh, son of a, are you kidding me? Oh, those are from Sunday. What is going on? Anyway, I think I've got it figured out. John says there's usually a delivery fee for the tables as well. Yeah, like I think they call it like a setup fee. Let's see, at least because we had to rent tables for the Rockford guys, the Rockford Janesville, they have to rent tables for all their shows. And then the big show that I helped them out with in Love's Park in the fall, I think we actually had to set them up. Like there was no delivery fee, like we just paid, and then we had to like frickin'. Actually, I say we, it's kind of like my wife. No, there's no we in it. I said from the beginning, I laid down the ground rules. I am not setting up tables. So we are going to plan in our budget. We're going to pay somebody to set those tables up. I am not doing that work. I was a diva. Paige and Deanie Bean says, that is why, Bo, you need to buy a damn box truck. So here's the thing, U-Haul. You can rent a U-Haul for like $20 a day. So I think that's because one of the dealers, Kyle, had a U-Haul. And I'm like, oh, hey, you can buy my bulk. You've got plenty of room in that U-Haul. So we were talking about that at the end of the show Sunday in Janesville. And I'm like, I should just load up a freaking U-Haul. And I should have a buyer in place before I fill up a U-Haul. But find a buyer. Hey, 1 million cards. Here's the price. Let's load up a U-Haul. Harlan says, make it a bit wider to hold 2 slabs and then sell Bo about 30 of them to display his cards in the new house. John says, I didn't allow Dr. Jim to use his green screen during our taping. I stopped him as he was rolling it into the shot. He stopped. That's why you see only a partial card wall in yesterday's video. Interesting. Little background insight into why is my 1 Million Cubs email is from several days ago. It's weird. Flipping Sports Guy says, I like it. Simple accounting. It's all that's needed. Money in, money out. Absolutely. That's what I do. There's no reason, unless you like numbers and have time to break down. I bought this collection for $100 and I sold the cards out of it for $300. What does that, like? I mean, it shows you from a micro level what you did on these collections. There is value in that, but does the value outweigh the time it takes to run all those numbers? And I say it doesn't. For me, it might for somebody else, but I'm also buying multiple things in a monthly basis. And to break those down and to track those out, it's just, for me, it's not worth the time. Morning, Bob. What's happening? Let's see. Jenny says, geez, I'm 12 minutes behind and not catching up. Bo going long again. We're going to wrap this up before the 90-minute mark, though. We're at 125. Hall of Fame card collector, what's up? How do you lower eBay final value fees? The answer is you don't. It's just that simple. You don't. They are what they are. You can get an eBay store sub. And if you get to the, I think even the basic level, it drops the final value fees from 12.9% to 12%. Forwarded to MadisonCardShow@gmail. Awesome. I will definitely get it there. So yeah, there's just no way around it. It's basically 12%. Those are your final value fees, and there's not a way around it. You just deal with it. Don't fear fees. I think that was the title to one of my videos last week. Don't fear fees. It's just a part of doing business. You're going to find fees no matter where you sell. And sometimes people spend too much time and energy avoiding fees, and they're costing themselves more money than they're saving because they're trying to find loopholes. I mean, if you sell on Facebook, there's no fees, but if you accept PayPal, you're going to pay PayPal a fee. If you do friends and family, that's likely going to catch up to you because PayPal, I do not trust PayPal more than I can throw the building they're in. Let's see what else. If you sell on other platforms, there's fees. If you sell at a card show, you have a table fee. So there's fees. It's just, you just suck it up and deal with it. John says, if you want to avoid fees, then set up a table next to the Girl Scouts. There you go. There you go. Flipping Sports Guy says, eBay, I don't care. Take my money. Without you, I'd not make money. And that's about as plain and simple as it gets. Absolutely. And really, when you think about it, 12%, 13% with an audience of millions upon millions, it's a deal. Not only that, it's not only the fees for the millions of eyeballs that are seeing your listings, but the back end stuff. You don't have to do the work to track all your sales. eBay does it for you. You print out worksheets that here's what I made. Here's what I made. I don't know why Flipping Sports Guy's comment got deleted. But he said, eBay, I don't care. Take my money. Without you, I'd not make money. Absolutely. 100% agree. And that's it. It just is what it is. Did that work? Hopefully that worked. What else was there? Yeah, with the eBay backend, like you can print reports, print out everything for taxes. It shows you what you're spending on fees, what you're spending on shipping. It's just it's perfect. Let's see. So that's my thoughts on that. And that's my thoughts on for today. So I'm going to check out One Man Ripping and his reviews of the Madison Card Show. Hit the like and subscribe. We'll be back on tomorrow, hopefully at 7 a.m. and not late. This weekend, I will be live both days for Hobby Evolution. No shows this weekend. I do fly out Tuesday afternoon. So I will go live next Tuesday morning. And then when I'm at spring training, I'll be out there Tuesday night through the following Tuesday. And I will probably go live maybe like every other day. And it's going to be a little later since I'll be out 2 hours behind or 1 hour behind, whatever it is in Arizona. I think daylight savings is in the middle of my trip. So anyway, that's what I had for today. Thanks. Like, subscribe. Thank you for viewing, chatting. We hit a new record today, 85 live viewers. So thank you. Have a great Tuesday, and we'll chat tomorrow.